Hi everyone, am I audible? If anyone can confirm. Can you please confirm whether I'm audible or not? One more thing that you need to subscribe, then only you'll be able to comment. So please do subscribe and then let me know. The screen is visible or not? All right, so let's start today's session. The first news is about Vice President of India, Jagdeep Dhankar, who has resigned. So he resigned. He said that he's not feeling well. He's having some health concern, and therefore he resigned under Article 67A of Indian Constitution. All right. Now the question is that what does this article talks about? All right. So just you need to go through this, because if you don't know this thing, and what if UPSC asks? Now the thing is that he took the office on 22nd of August, and there were several instances when he was not feeling well. So in 2025, he was having some issue related to heart, and he was in hospital for some time in March 2025, and then now let's talk about his role. So his role is ex officio Raj Sabha chairman, and he preside over session of Raj Sabha. This is the second important thing that you need to know. And then this is a very rare instance when Vice President of India is resigning. So can you please let me know in the comment section that in the past how many times Vice President of India has resigned from its post. So please answer it in the comment section. Now the second thing is that the next step depends on the president, whether president is going to accept it or not. Election happens under Article 66 of the Constitution. So president acceptance is needed, and thereafter the Article 66 will come into the play. So please keep in mind. Now let's talk about something Vice President of India. The Vice President of India is also the Raj Sabha chairman, who holds office for 5 years. So if someone is asking, or UPSC is asking that what's the tenure of the Vice President of India, so it's basically 5 years. Now the main point that you need to know about this, that he will be in the office until his successor takes charge. So even after 5 years also, he'll be in office until and unless there is someone else who has been elected for the office of the Vice President of India. Now there are few things like his death, removal, or resignation of the Vice President of India. The Constitution does not provide any method of succession. Here the only thing is that Article 66, that means that there will be a election. All right, so please keep in mind. Now what happens when Vice President of India is not there? Who will be presiding the Raj Sabha? That's the most important question. So the deputy chairman can head the Raj Sabha proceedings. Keep in mind, this can be asked in UPSC, and maybe next year this can become a question, and maybe it can become a question in coming mains also related to Vice President of India. Now, if he resigns, the Election Commission of India has to call for a election immediately, as the position cannot be left vacant. So the election has to happen immediately. Generally, what happens that if president resign or anything happens, then within 6 months the election has to be done after the occurrence of the vacancy. But in the case of Vice President of India, it has to be done immediately. So this thing is important. You need to keep in mind. Now, Vice President is elected by a electoral college that comprises member of Lok Sabha and the Raj Sabha, both elected and nominated member. Now, what happens in the president case? Nominated members do not participate. Keep in mind this thing. Members of electoral college can vote according to on their choice and are not bound by any party whip. So this thing is also important. Please keep in mind. Anybody, any question? Then you can ask in chat box. All right. Okay. So now what happens? I have a question for you. Under what law vice president election occurs? Anyone? You've got 30 seconds to think. You can answer. Or I can rephrase, under what rules the election of the vice president occurs? Anybody? Okay, so the answer is the Presidential and Vice Presidential Election Rules 1974. The nomination, no, the question was not about the method. The question was that under what rule or under what legislation. Okay, so I have already told you that according to presidential and vice presidential election 1974, the nomination has to be subscribed by at least 20 electors as proposers and at least 20 electors as seconders. Then the paper has to be presented to the returning officer by the candidate or by any of the proposer or seconder. The deposit is 15,000 rupees. Keep in mind, it's 15,000 rupees. All right. And then by the convention, the Secretary General of Lok Sabha or the Secretary General of Raj Sabha is appointed the returning officer. Now, this question can be asked in UPSC. They can ask that who is the returning officer in the election of the vice president. So it can be Secretary General of Lok Sabha or Secretary General of Raj Sabha by rotation. Two other senior officers of the Lok Sabha or Raj Sabha secretariats are appointed as the assistant returning officer. Please keep in mind. Then, according to Article 66, Clause 1 of the Constitution, the election of the Vice President shall be held in accordance with the system of proportional representation by means of single transferable vote. This is the method. Now, let me ask you a few questions. What's the value of the voter? It's the question is whether the value of Lok Sabha member is greater than the Raj Sabha, or it's equal, or the member of Raj Sabha has the more weightage than the member of Lok Sabha. Please, you're saying MB Jork Lok Sabha member is more. Anyone else? Please do answer. I'll repeat the question that there are four statements related to the value of the vote in the vice presidential election. Statement is that the value of Lok Sabha member is greater than the Raj Sabha member. Second is the value of Raj Sabha members is greater than the Lok Sabha. Third one, the value is equal. Fourth one, none of the above. No one is able to answer. No, Lok Sabha does not have betes. Unlike the presidential election, where the value of votes cast by the member of parliament and the various state legislative assembly is different, the value of every vote cast in the presidential election has the same value, that is one. Keep in mind this thing. This can be asked and you people don't know this thing, so you need to keep in mind. Second thing, the election being held in accordance with the system of proportional representation by mean of single transferable vote, it denotes that every elector has as many preferences as candidate contesting the election, and the winning candidate has to secure the required quota of votes to be declared elected, that is 50% plus 1. Okay, so this is the required quota. Now you've got two questions. Under which article does the vice president resign? Anyone? Answer is in front of you. The answer is 67A. Maybe it's a very easy question because it's not at par with UPSC, but it's for practice. So the question is, discuss the vice president's role and resignations impact on Rajya Sabha. If you want to write, you can write it. Next one. Next one is special intensive revision of Bihar electoral roll. What is this? Anybody? It's 67A. The Election Commission recently said that the citizenship will be unaffected by SIR ineligibility for Bihar Assembly Election 2025. Please keep in mind. Now, what's the objective of such exercise? Basically, the objective is to update electoral roll to ensure eligible voters, because there may be some people who are bogus voters. So in order to make it transparent, or to ensure that the electoral electoral roll should be having only eligible voter, therefore they are having this exercise in Bihar. Now there are constitutional provision related to it. So article 324, then article 326, then RPA Act 1950, section 16, and section 19. So you need to figure out what does article 3.324 says, what does article 326 says. Anybody, any idea about article 324 or 326? So basically the article 3, yeah, one more thing I want to ask. Under which part this election commission is there? Under which part of the constitution election commission come? Anybody? It's 15th. Remember this thing, because UPSC is asking such kind of questions, so you need to remember all these things. Now second thing, it's 15. Yeah. Article 324 of the Constitution establishes the Election Commission of India and outlines its authority and responsibility. It is part of 15 of Indian Constitution, which deals with the election and is crucial for ensuring free and fair election in India. All right. Now, what are the challenges regarding it? So the challenge, first one is documentation barrier, risk disenfranchisement of a lot of people. So this is one of the things. Second thing, balancing role purity with voting rights. So this is another one. Now, what is the significance? The significance is that it ensures electoral integrity while protecting democratic participation. So if you have to write about it, then you can write these points. Now we'll talk about the next one. The next one is Fight Chess World Cup. So this Fight Chess World Cup is happening in India. It's most likely is going to happen in Goa. So keep in mind, and it's a knockout format. So UPSC recently asked about chess. And one more thing I want to tell you, that they have asked question on Kho. So why did they ask question on Kho? Because the Kho World Cup had happened in India, and in both the categories, male and female, India was the champion, and that's the reason possibly UPSC had asked, and it was covered by the Hindu, possibly around March or February. So keep in mind, I'm telling you that if you read the Hindu, your current affairs are going to be sorted. You don't need to look for any magazine. If you are looking for magazine here and there, it's going to be very difficult. So what you can do, you can read the Hindu newspaper, then we can have this kind of discussion, so where I can connect things with the static portion as well. It will be very much beneficial for you, and then you are sorted. So don't chase this current affairs, because you need to look at the cost benefit ratio. You just read newspaper. If question is coming, well and good. If it is not coming, then do some other question. You don't need to attempt all the 100 questions in prelims, and you don't need to go for all the 100 questions also. In mains, you would know all the 20 questions. So the next one is Fight Chess World Cup. India is going to host this World Cup from 30th of October to November 27. Now the next thing is that it's a knockout format. From India, D. Gukesh, Pragyananda, Arjun, all these are going to participate. And what is the significance of this? So basically, it boosts 2022 Chess Olympiad. Who won the 2002 Fight World Cup? Anyone? You've got 30 seconds. You need to answer quickly. Answer is Vishwanathan Anand. Okay. Second thing, and the significance, if I have to tell you, that it enhances India's global sport reputation. Also, it promotes chess as cultural and intellectual asset. Very good, Chetan. Other people should also answer. Just one person or two people are answering. Please do answer. If you can't participate, then what's the point? Now, I'll tell you that from the prelims perspective, it's a current affairs, international event, and sport diplomacy. And mains, it cannot be asked, but it can come under the category of GS2, international relations, soft power, India's global, or maybe GS3 if we talk about infrastructure. Telling that we are going to give you 500,000 rupees. Then the next party will say we'll give you 1,500. Then another party will come and they'll say 2,000 rupees. So don't you think that they are just buying votes? Even though Supreme Court said that it's a welfare measure, but if we critically think about it, I believe that it's just a buying a vote from the taxpayers' money, because from these politicians, they are not paying from their pockets. Neither Congress nor BJP nor any other party are going to pay from their party fund or from anywhere. So don't you think that it's more of public, it's burden on the public exchequer, because those people who are from middle class or those people who are taxpayer, ultimately it's their money. If these people have so much money, then why can't they give simply job to people rather than giving them freebies? They can simply tell them that, okay, we are offering you 3,000 rupees job. If you want to do it, you are most welcome. We are offering you 4,000 rupees job. So at least there will be some sort of productivity. You're just giving freebies, and then we are seeing that Himachal Pradesh recently said that they don't have money to pay the salaries of their employees. Long back, it had happened in Andhra Pradesh, and in Karnataka also is not that great. So, what's the purpose? If you don't have money, then why are you offering such kind of freebies rather than uh, you are offering 125 units per month and you're charging 25 rupees, 20 rupees unit? Why can't you bring it down to 5 rupees so you can make it affordable to everyone? Giving 125 units per month to 1.67 crore household, then what have you done in last 20 years or 15 years or 25 years? It means that people are still waiting for freebies. They don't have money. Simply it implies the same thing. So we need to think about these things very critically before voting. If any party who is saying that we are going to give you 4,000 or 2,000 or 400 or 500, we need to be very careful while voting, because choose stupid, and they are making our country very, very pathetic. Otherwise, we would have been. You see, the top talent of India. Where do they go? They go to abroad, and these Americans and these Europeans or other country, they are just paying some sort of money to them, and our best talent in the other countries. Why can't we keep our own talent in our country? So these are the things, because if you are giving that money to just, I'm not saying you're giving, you won't have money to spend on infrastructure, you won't welfare that you can do, you won't have money for this. And we are seeing this for quite long time. You see the quality of infrastructure today, and tomorrow there's a defect in that bridge. We need to be very careful with our politicians and with this kind of politics, because it's very dangerous. Yeah, but if we talk about from the perspective of UPSC, so these schemes that they are going to offer, you can just give the example, because these schemes can be used as an example. In prelims, they are not going to ask you. Keep in mind. Now, what are the challenges? Fiscal strain, implementation gaps, vote buying perception. Obviously, it creates vote buying perception in the mind of people. It's a political strategy that election welfareism to counter other parties. And then what are the economic implications that we have already discussed? That fiscal strain, free electricity. From where are you getting this free electricity? Are you giving it pocket? Because these companies, the Adani Power Limited or Tata Power Limited or other company, they are not going to give you for free. So from where are you getting this money? That's the question. Then the second thing is sustainability risk, whether this model is sustainable or not. For example, we have seen a lot of scheme in Maharashtra now. They are having problems. The government has said that they'll be giving 2,000 rupees to farmers. Now the installment is pending. They did not. The government hasn't released that installment. So there are a lot of issues. If you don't have money, don't promise. If you have money, then spend it on welfare. Make people build up human capital, so that people don't need your freebies. People don't need this 125 units per month. They don't need your free ration. Give them money so that they can buy, and you can give them money through job, rather than giving just like freebies. All right. So then social impact. What can be social impact? So basically, if we see positive side of it, then it promotes inclusivity. For example, women's, then those people who are living below poverty line, they get this money, and for they can use it for their welfare. It also addresses youth unemployment, also addresses migrant needs. Now there are challenges like so you can note down all these things, and you can write down in mains also. It lacks long term vision. There are implementation gaps. Then it's about buying strategy. Then what can we way forward for it? I'm giving you an answer for mains. So what you can do, that we need to check out a plan that is sustainable. Then the welfare should be data driven. Then there should be a transparent beneficiary selection. All right. From the prelims perspective, these government schemes government are launching, it's from for the prelims perspective. If we talk about mains, then welfare scheme, electoral politics, it is for GS2, governance challenge, GS2. Then if we talk about GS3, so basically public finances, fiscal discipline, and then inclusive growth, subsidy policies. And we talk about GS4, so ethical concerns in election eve, welfareism, voter manipulation. All right. Now we'll talk about the next one: India UK Free Trade Agreement, and then Global Capability Center. So India and UK, they are almost they are about to have this uh, free trade agreement ratification, and it will boost economic ties. If we talk about global capability centers, so there are around 1,500 global capability centers, and 1.9 million people are employed, and it is a hub for research and development, analytics and technology. Now, what are the benefits of this free trade agreement? It eases professional mobility, then it harmonizes digital governance, it removes taxation oblique data barriers. What are the initiatives? So Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has this GCC policy, and then state-led promotion. For example, state of UP is also promoting such kind of program. Uh, Now, what is the challenge? Challenge is national versus state policy. Second thing, talent mobility. Third one is regional balance. So these are few challenges. If we talk about from prelims perspective, so free trade agreement, then digital economy, then India UK relationship. If we talk about from mains perspective, it's international relationship and economic diplomacy, trade engagement. When I'm using these terms like economic diplomacy, trade agreements, digital governance, you can note down these keywords for India UK free trade agreement, and if you have to write down any answer, definitely you can use these keywords. For GS3, bilateral trade agreement, FDI, digital economy, technology and innovation. And for GS4, obviously, it's ethical governance in trade and innovation policies. The next one is legal status of right to vote in India. UPSC has already asked this question, right to vote. So what is the legal status? We need to know about it. So before we delve into this particular news, we should know some types of rights. First one is natural right. So what is the natural right? Basically, it's inalienable. It cannot be detached from you. It is within you, kind of thing, that uh, if you take if you are having uh, a human life, then you have right to life. Okay, so no one can take away this right from you except procedure established by law, that is article 21 says. Then you have a freedom of liberty. So this liberty, if you can't speak, if you can't do something, whatever you want to do, what's the purpose of having life, right? So these are the some right that is associated with your life itself, your existence. So it's called natural right. Now we talk about fundamental right. Fundamental right is nothing of the Indian Constitution, and it is rights are enforceable by Article 32. Example, we have right to equality, freedom of speech and expression. So and these are fundamental right. Now there are certain constitutional right that are non-fundamental. When so there's a difference. So we can say that fundamental right are constitutional right, but all rights are not fundamental rights. Keep in mind. So there are certain other rights in constitution which are not fundamental right, that is outside the purview of article sorry part 3 of the constitution. So these are certain rights that are enforced by laws. For example, property. So this property is enforced by the law. Article 44th Amendment of the Indian Constitution that came in 1976, it made it legal right. Okay. Then we have right to vote. So now another kind of right that are statutory rights. So basically, what does it mean by statutory right? Simply, statutory rights are those rights that are provided by the law, by some legislation. So for example, we have Forest Right Act. So there are, if there is any right under Forest Right Act, then it's not constitutional right, neither it's fundamental nor it's constitutional right, but it is a statutory right because it is being provided by a legislation. Then we have MG Nareka. Okay, so this is something called statutory right. Now let's come back to our news. So it's related to right to vote. So right to vote comes under, it talks about universal adult suffrage qualified. It means that those people who are 18 plus, they are disqualified under the constitution. Keep in mind, it says under the constitution or under law made by the parliament. Now parliament have made the act, representation of people act, so there are certain disqualification under it. If anybody is disqualified under those laws, then the person cannot vote. So if we talk about section 16, so under section 16, non-citizens disqualified. Keep in mind, so non-citizen are under RPA Act. Then section 19, basically section 19 says that those who are resident of India and 18 plus, they can vote. Then section 62 says that even though you are 18 plus vote 18 plus and you are resident of India, your name should be in the electoral roll in order to vote. Now there are few cases. The case is NP Punnuswamy case 1952. Second case is Jyoti Basu case, then Kuldeep Nair. So these cases has said that right to vote is a statutory right. So keep in mind. Now then there was this PUCL case, and then other case in 2015. I can give you name. This Rajbala, then Anup Baranwal. So in this case, it was established that it's a constitutional right. Okay, but sorry, this PUCL case and this Rajbala 2015 said that it's constitutional. Then in Anup Baranwal case, majority upheld statutory status, dissent linked to Article 19(1)(a) and basic structure. So basically, Anup Baranwal says that it's a statutory. Okay, so judiciary also changes from time to time. Sometimes they say that it is statutory right, sometimes they say it's a constitutional right. All right. Now, the current status is that it's a statutory right regulated by the parliament, and growing view for constitutional oblique fundamental status. So if UPSC is asking, earlier UPSC asked this question, that what's the status of right to vote? It's a whether legal right, constitutional right. So the answer UPSC has given constitutional right. But recent ruling of Supreme Court in 2023, Anup Baranwal case, where it was held that it's a statutory right. Now, if UPSC asks this question, maybe next year they can ask question, because they are going back 2 years or 3 years and they are asking those kind of questions. So we never know. Now, if from mains perspective, if we have to look at, then basically the challenges, there are few challenges like disenfranchisement risk, documentation barrier, then statutory status limits judicial protection. So these are few bottlenecks. Now, if we talk about way forward is that they can elevate its status to fundamental right for stronger safeguard. It can be aligned with basic structure doctrine. UPSC syllabus GS2 paper, right issues, constitutional provision, election, judiciary role, electoral laws, and then GS4 ethical governance, democratic participation, transparency in election. If we see from the prelims perspective, then fundamental right, statutory right, electoral laws, RPA Act, Article 326. All right. So, next one is AI and copyright issues. So it's a case, US case, Thomson Reuters versus Ross Intelligence case, where fair use was rejected and Ross AI competed with best law, causing market harm. There was another case, that is Bars versus Anthropic. In this case, AI, it was held that AI training on books transformative, but piracy faces trial. Then in US they have this fair use doctrine, so which is applicable for US Copyright Act section 107. It consider purpose, what is the purpose, then nature, then amount used, and then market effect. In Indian context, so there's this case ANI versus Open AI test. it comes under Copyright Act 1957. Section 52, fair dealing may apply, but AI specific rules are absent. All right. So now, if we talk about from the mains perspective, so the thing is that there is no harmonized AI copyright laws. If we talk about globally, then US fair, US has different law, UK has different law, and then India has this framework under Copyright Act 1957, but India lacks AI specific provision. And then challenges are piracy, then market impact proof, AI output ownership, because AI is generating a lot of things. Let's say we are making some sort of content or anything we are making. So the challenge is that who owns that content? That's the most important thing. Whether that AI owns that content, or the person who has created the account, he owns that content. So it's question of ownership. Tomorrow, let's say that we develop some content with the help of AI, and then suddenly this AI says that it's the copyright violation. So there is no clarity on it. This is a question that can be asked. Maybe I'm not sure that they are going to ask next year with this. Next is impeachment. So basically, what happened, that impeachment motion against Yashwant Verma, it was initiated in July 21 in Parliament. Now, what's the trigger? That in his house, this 500 burnt 500 rupees lot of notes were found at the residence on March 14, 2025, according to a lot of many media reports. Now, what is the process for the removal of judge? Article 124 for Supreme Court judge, 217 and 218 for High Court judge. Then there is this something called Judges Inquiry Act 1968. So basically, there is a three-member committee. So the moment motion is introduced in the Lok Sabha or Raj Sabha, depending on the house, so the presiding officer will decide whether to admit it or not. If they say that we are not going to admit it, it's die then and there only. But if they admit it, then there will be a three-member committee consisting of a Supreme Court judge, High Court judge, and a jurist. So they'll probe in the allegation, and then within 3 months they'll be reporting. And after the report, the parliament will vote for it, and the judge, it will be transferred to the president of India, and the judge will be removed. Now, Supreme Court panel indicated Justice Burma for misconduct, and Mr. Justice Burma challenged same finding in the Supreme Court itself. Now, in India, no judge has been impeached so far. In past, the failure was Justice V. Ramaswamy in 1993, who himself resigned. Then uh, 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 now this there was few other judges, but it did not happen. Now the next is Justice Yashwant Verma. Let's see what happens. So, what are the implications? So, it has the potential for the first impeachment, because government is bringing this motion. So, if government is bringing this motion, then most likely it is going to be passed. Then it highlights judicial accountability gaps, executive judiciary tension. So these are few implication. Then challenges are like historical failure, public trust erosion, because if judges are having this much amount of money, and allegations are true, then obviously it erodes the credibility of the judiciary, or erodes the credibility of the judicial system. Now, what is the way forward? That fair inquiry, there should be fair inquiry, and it should strengthen accountability mechanism, and then also it should ensure transparency. All right. So from prelims perspective, it's like polity. Article 124, 217, 218. Then Judges Inquiry Act. From mains perspective, it's like GS2 paper, GS4 paper, ethics in public office, judicial integrity and transparency. And the essay, if they have to ask some thing related to polity, then it can be judicial accountability versus independence. The next one is income tax bill. It's going to be very controversial bill. So basically, what they are doing, that the select committee that was headed by Vajint Panda, it tabled a report on income tax bill. And what is the key features of this bill? That it replaces 1961 Act. It reduces section. There earlier in the erstwhile Act there were 819 section. Now there will be 536 sections, and it introduced tax year also, and there are 285 amendments. Now there is a controversial clause that tax official can assess digital space like social media, emails during searches. Now, what is this? This is stupidity. Those people who are framing this kind of law, I think they are very stupid. What do you want? That if someone is talking, someone is having private conversation, then we are seeing that a lot of data is being leaked, and you people want to access people's phone. So if you access their phone and nothing is found, you can take a screenshot, and then you can take different things. How would you ensure? Because those people are also official and they are also human beings. So they, what they can do, then they can have access of your private things also. So where is your private life now? I don't know that who is this stupid person who is mooting for this kind of thing, that they can have access of your digital spaces. Now, first thing, that you want to have digital space, that people should come online and they should have digital access, and then you do such kind of stupid act. People will lose faith, and then you just want to target middle class people. You can't target upper class people or businessmen. Mostly you're targeting middle class people. Then these middle class people will become vulnerable, because if you access their mobile, your WhatsApp chat, some officer is accessing, how would you feel? Maybe you may have some private conversation there, you have some private movement, some private pictures maybe there, and these people will have access of everything. And then what if nothing has been nothing has been found out related to taxation, but these people take your image or your conversation, then make it public or give it to some third party, and then they start extorting money from you. So how would government is going to ensure? And I believe that such law should not come. These are rigorous law, and we are not becoming modern, but we are going in dark era if such kind of things are coming. Because the modern state should be the one where it should give freedom to the people, not to keep an eye on everything, that who you are meeting, who you are talking, what payment you are doing. Now those people, first you want people to access UPI, that oh, we want to use UPI, and now you're sending GST notice to these uh, vendors, small vendors. So this is problematic things. You don't give them UPI access. First ask them that if you are using it for business purpose, or for what kind of purpose, then take do register or do this kind of thing, and then give them. What is this? You can't go to people who are doing corruption of lakhs of crore, but you just want to target the poor people who are daily wage worker. So what kind of law is this, and what kind of governance is this? This, I don't think that those whosoever who are doing this kind of thing, they need to reconsider it, and they need to think properly. At one place you want to give people freebies, and on the other hand, those people who are earning their daily wages honestly, you want to punish them. Then you want to use them this digital payment system, you want to curb corruption, then again everybody will switch to cash. So the money you spent on digital infrastructure, on everything, it will go into vain. At least those people, that's the reason that we have a lot of IAS officers who are very idiot, and those people who are making policies. There are some good IAS officers, but those people who are involving such kind of things, they are really idiot people. They just want to have salary and just fool people, create ruckus in the life of people, those who are honest people, tax paying people, those people who are making daily wages through hard work. We just want to punish them. What is this? So uh, this is something that we should not appreciate, and we should ask question. So the challenge is privacy risk. Putta Swami, and then it is on officer's discretion. So officer will decide that your things will be private or not. You get that? So what can we do? What do you think about this kind of law? Next thing is NASA ISRO NISAR satellite. So basically, this NISAR satellite is going to be launched on July 2025. Uh, GSLV F-16 will be used for its launch, and its L band, S band. So L band belongs to NASA, S band belongs to ISRO, and then its sweeps are. So it will be like sweeps are for 242 kilometer, and then 743 kilometers synchronous orbit. Then if we talk about the capabilities, so it provides all weather imaging every 12 days. It monitors deformation in ice, soil, moisture. The application is disaster response. It can be used in disaster response, in agriculture, in water mapping as well. Now the question is that which technology enables NISAR imaging? Anybody? Can you please answer within 30 seconds? Which technology enables NISAR imaging? Its answer is SweepSAR. All right. So it has if let's talk a bit more about that it has dual frequency radar L and S band for high resolution imaging. It aids disaster management. Then it strengthens ties with ICET, position India in earth observation. Then the challenges are like technical integration, data processing, way forward, leverage data from NDMA. So these are the way forwards. Now let's talk about Prime Minister internship scheme. This scheme was announced in budget 2024-2025. It aims for 1 crore internship in the next 5 years. Phase 1, 1.27 lakh opportunity. So this data is not that important. The eligibility is important. Eligibility is like 20. You have to be in the age group of 21 to 24. And then you should not be in full-time education or employment, and you should be at least 10 12 pass, graduate ITI, or you can be having diploma in order to become eligible for this internship program. Then it supports 5,000 monthly installment, and then 6,000 rupees one time grant. And then it provides also insurance. So this, it seems a good scheme. And it application is it can be applied through pminternship.mca.gov.in, and the deadline was 22nd April 2025. So the main important objective is that it bridges academic industry gap, enhances employability, support sectors. Then its performance is that good because the low joining rate, only 6% people joined in phase one. So this is one of the biggest issue, and the second issue includes low stipend, and then bureaucratic delays. So these are the few things. Uh, all right. So we are done for the day, and there is one more news that we'll be sharing these in the group itself. And those people who haven't joined our Telegram channel, they can join Telegram channel Easing UPSC, or they can also join Telegram channel UPSC Pulse. You will be getting these PDFs there. All right. Next, tomorrow we will be meeting again 9 p.m. and this file will be shared. PDF file will be shared in Telegram channel using UPSC. All right, and everybody, those who don't know about our achievement in this prelims, so our test series had 70 questions. 50 questions were direct, 20 questions came with slight variations. So you can check out that also in our Telegram channel. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll be meeting tomorrow. Bye bye everyone. Good night. Take care.